component which is drop down. So we'll cover all this four components in this video. It's pretty simple, and then from next video we'll go with the next secondary fields and further on. So yeah, this is the drop down. So let me drag and drop this drop down. So just like a normal like multi-select drop down that we have seen, this is a basic drop down as name suggests. And yeah, here again like property ID we can give. So the basically what features it allows compared to multi-select drop down. So in multi-select drop down we have few more features I would say, but here we can only have one value that we can select. So if I just put here the values, so it's value 1, value 2. Okay, let it be like just for now, like let's put two values, save and close. And if I just save this, okay, so here again like we are able to see the values 1 and value 1 and value 2. So it's like pretty normal basic drop down that it says. And again here also we have the same things, URL data reference key. So we'll see that in detail as we progress. But again like here also we have the similar case or the similar operations that we can do which were possible in the other components. So let's move on to the next one. I won't spend much time here because it's like pretty simple, or it may be a repetitive thing because we have already seen this kind of a components and the look and feel of those. So yeah, let's go to the next component which is number component. So like just like in traditional coding languages, right, we have a data type as number, right, or integer we can say. So here in the same way we have this number component where we can just put the numbers inside that. So it's from a look and feel point of view, it is pretty similar to the text box, but here only we can fill the numbers, and apart from that we have more features to it, like one is field, one is range slider, and the third one is stepper. So here is the field. So here the default value is not set, so the component would be blank as we open that or render that. So let me just copy and just put this label as number. And again I think you are already familiar with these things, tooltip, Elbertex, so those are pretty same. So let me save and close. Save this. I will just refresh this. Yeah, so here I'm able to put the number. So if I try to add some alphabets, so on the keyboard I'm trying to add the alphabets, but I'm not able to because it's a number component and it won't allow us to add any type of alphabets here. So accordingly like we are getting the error message as well, like number must be a valid number. So yeah, this is a pretty simple or straightforward use case of a number component. And again like if we want to have some default value here, so let's put 13. Yeah, decimal allow decimal. If I toggle on this, then decimal values won't be clouded. If I just toggle off, then we are able to put the decimal values that we specify here. So it is pre-selected as 16 here. And yeah, let's see if I put a default value here, save and close, refresh. So yeah, here we are able to see the number component or the number that we have pre-selected or default value that we have put. And then here we have a next interaction type. It is a range slider. So I can just show you this. So if I just save and close, so again like as soon as I put that as slider, you can see the difference over here. So let me refresh this. So here you would be having a different kind of interaction or a different UI in case of number. If we select a number as interaction type, so let it load. Yeah, so here we have selected the default value as 13, so automatically the 13 number is pre-selected. I mean this pointer is pointing to 13 value, and accordingly I can just drag and just push it on the left right side, so numbers would change. So it's pretty fancy. And then we have here as stepper. So again, like we can put the default value. Let me put a 0, or maybe let me just make it blank, so it would be like by default 0 then. And here the step increment is 2, and let me just save and close. Okay, now if I refresh that with interaction type as stepper, so here you would be able to add the numbers, and the increment value is 2, as we have selected there as 2, the increment value. So this is what we can do with the number component. And yeah, I think this is pretty straightforward. And here we have this show thousand separator, and here also we have the currency. So if we want to use a number component to set a currency or to record a currency, then we can accordingly set here the select the country, so that currency's formatting would be applied. So if I like make this as show thousand separator, and here I select as a field, save and close. Then as I have selected the country as USD, I mean the currency as USD, then accordingly the currency formatting would be applied. So see, so in like we have this comma after this kind of a separator. So per thousand, I think we have those kind of a formatting in case of USD. So accordingly it will format. So if there is a requirement you want some other country, so you can select those country and the formatting would be applied accordingly here in this number component. Yeah, so here again this is pretty simple, like you can explore from your side, uh, and it is pretty self-explanatory. Number error message, so whatever the customized message you want to put, so that you can put here. So basically it's pretty simple to the other components that we have already seen, and this is also some additional things it has given, so you can explore that. Okay, so let's move to the date input. So in the date input, here we will be getting the uh, calendar to select a particular date. So let me just put our basic date component, and here we have, so we can select the date over here accordingly, whatever we want. So this is what is the basic date input component we have, and again we can play around with that. So here date format, so it is month, date, year. It's a default one, but if you want to format or like use some different formats, so you can put over here. And from the current date, if you want to display the future and the past year, so how many past year you want to display and future years you want to display, that you can put here. And again the other features are pretty same, so you can explore this. So this was a date input. And moving on to the last component of primary field, it's a single checkbox. So it's pretty simple, or like similar to the checkbox that we have already seen, but here we have a single checkbox. So you might have seen in the form, like we have a single checkbox where it says I accept the terms and conditions of this particular application or whatever website or whatever it is, right? So in that scenario we can use this kind of a single checkbox where uh, we would be having only one checkbox. And maybe let me put a label as I accept terms and conditions. So yeah, that's pretty similar to that use case where we can do this thing. So yeah, just refreshing it, so our component gets rendered on UI. So this is what we have. So yeah, I think with this we have covered all the primary fields. So let's deep dive into the secondary fields in the next video. So see you in the next video, guys. Thank you.